we have some type in there. We're going to play with it a little bit, change it to anything besides Minion Pro, make it a bit bigger. You can have it all type or all caps. I don't recommend that. I think it's, like I said, overused. We can change the color. In this case, it might be really nice if it's white, and it might be nice if it's a bit bolder. So if you have the bold option, you can either choose it in the weight variable here. In your character panel too, you'll have the weight below the actual character selection. So the character selection or the font selection, and then the weight. Depending on the font what you have or installed, there'll be different options for the weight. Another little few things I want to show you is that, say you just accidentally shrink the size of that text box, you will notice another error appears. If I zoom in, get the zoom tool, there is another little warning here, that little plus sign in that box. And if I click on the pre-flight again, it's going to give me another little error. In this case, it's called overset text. Now, overset text is every time there is a text box and you can't see all of the text that's in the text box, you get overset text. And it's really, really important in design because, again, there's going to be times when you're using text from different suppliers and different people and you're not actually typing it out in your application. You are linking it and you're drawing text boxes. And say you accidentally just don't draw the text box big enough, that little warning will appear and it's going to give you the little text box or overset text warning. There's also a really kind of useful thing when you are exporting this. Now, I'll do this really quickly so you can see. Let's put it in here for now. 3, 2, play, and if I just export this, yes, this little warning comes up saying there's overset text, there's a problem. So cancel, go back and make sure correct your problem. So I can see the overset text is here, so I'm just going to expand the text box. Say you have the text box really, really big too, and now it's again not center line. You can obviously center line it. There's also this thing called fitting also for text boxes, which is really handy. So if you go into object and fitting and fill frame to content, you just ensure that that text box is exactly to the size of the text. So in this case, it's going to automatically hyphenate. Actually, I want to show you what this is a really useful thing too. When you get these hyphenations, I mean, maybe in this case you want hyphenations. Maybe you want this text to be really, really massive. And I'm going to make it 100 point. And I want, oh, maybe that's too big, maybe like 60. And I want those hyphenations just, I don't know, looks cool. But if I don't want those hyphenations, I can go into, actually you don't even have to have it selected, I don't think. You can go into your paragraph panel and use that little drop-down hamburger window. Oh no, I'm sorry, it's right here in a design, I forgot. It's in that hyphenate. So if I hyphenate it, it will uncheck that hyphenation. That's super, super handy. I think unless it's a very, very specific design decision, in headlines we never have hyphens. But if you want them there, in this case, it kind of looks kind of cool, and then maybe we do the word play a little bit bolder, a little bit bigger. Let's see with this. I'm just experimenting here. Maybe in this case now we don't want it all center aligned. And in this case, oops, if I change the size of the text box, I get that hyphen back again. I can expand it, that hyphen goes away. If I click on that, uncheck the hyphenate, it will also go away. So do Z and get that centered again. In this case, because I have multiple lines of text, you absolutely must now change the space between the lines of text. It's called the leading. It's here in your character panel, or it's also here in your the top control here. So if I go on, say, why isn't it giving me, if I click, oh, why is it just giving auto? I do, yeah, you might just have to fiddle with that a little bit, but change the spacing as well between the lines of text, which is called leading. We'll go into that much in much more detail.